Hello, today we have with us Suzanne Sinatra from Private Packs. She just finished her Techstars accelerator. And so she's doing something super cool. And we wanted to make sure we interview her, what she's doing, what her company does, and what the accelerator was like. Hi, thank you so much for being here.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
I'm excited. So tell us about Private Packs. I'd love to hear about why this company came about because it's super cool.
Okay.
But first, tell us what actually Private Packs is and what you're doing with it.
So, Private Packs is modern solutions for intimate body part pain because, there's ice packs on the market for the knee, the back, the neck. There's like Bengay, there's Tiger Balm that does help with discomfort and pain if you hurt your muscle or you have joint pain or bone pain, but there's nothing for intimate body part pain like something as natural as post childbirth, menopause discomfort, even like hemorrhoids or problems with breastfeeding. So I figured I would make something because I needed something. I had a Brazilian wax at a very upscale Soho spa here in Manhattan. And unfortunately, the young lady used a wax that was too hot and it left me with second degree burns.
Oh my gosh.
But from that came a really great idea. And it's because I needed something. And at the time, I'm also that friend that tells all her friends, like, don't go to that spa, don't go to that store, definitely go to that store, ask for this person. And all my friends, I was like, listen, like this woman like ripped off my vajayjay and you don't need to go to them, but I'm gonna make an ice pack for my vajayjay because I don't feel comfortable putting a food group on my lady bits. I thought and I felt that like my lady bits needed better healing options. And also at the time, I felt like so many of us vulva owners are told that we need to either DIY a solution, like make a patsicle, which is like soaking a sanitary napkin with water or using and freezing that. And then using frozen vegetables, which is effective, but sometimes you just need something more. And that was the preface for it. So when I told my friends what happened, that's when they told me, like, oh, Suzanne, I could use something like this after my baby. I could use something like this after I finished Soul Cycle, which at the time I didn't know was customer interviews, early information on that there was a need in the marketplace for the product. And that's a very long story of how we came about.
I absolutely love it. I hung out with some female friends that all own
Yeah.
vajayjays. I told them, I'm like, I'm interviewing this amazing woman. This is what she does. And every single one of them was like, whoa, something like that exists. Every
Yeah.
single one of them was like, I need to check this out. I need to know about this. So that's so interesting. And it's kind of crazy to, I'll be honest, that has not been around and it's not talked about as often. So I'm glad
Mhm.
that you were here. So how long has your company been in play then? When did you start it?
I officially opened. So in 2017, I was going to launch the company. However, 2 weeks before, I was having a conversation with somebody and I crossed my arms. And in crossing my arms, I found a lump on my breast and I had breast cancer. So my medical team strongly suggested, that I do not launch the company while going through cancer treatment, which was great because I actually ended up having the cancer was advancing and just having a field day on my body. So after I finished treatment, we launched the Indiegogo campaign in 2019, and then we officially launched our e-commerce store in 2021. So we've only been live for about 2 years, not long at all.
Wow. So
Mhm.
so you're doing good, you're a survivor.
Survivor, been in remission for a year now, and the company's doing well. As soon as we opened the e-commerce store, we had a call with CVS, and that was such a success that they gave us a contract that night. And
Oh,
now we're sold in CVS nationwide.
oh my gosh, I love that.
Mm,
I did not know some of your personal story. So, we're really
mm.
glad that you're here and you're doing well. So you're the company launched, you're doing well.
Mhm.
Why did you join Techstars then?
So I applied for Techstars 3 times. I applied for Techstars New York, and I never got accepted. And I do have a rule, like, after the 3rd time, I will never apply for anything again. And something I spoke to Cadell Rowe, and he's on the diversity team, and he told me that, Techstars was expanding their thesis to include solo founders, founders that are not the typical founders, more diverse founders, definitely with work experience. And since I fit the new profile and the new investment thesis, I'm like, you know what? Let me apply again. And I had a call with our Techstars MD, Melissa Pegas, in February of this year. And I just hit it off with her famously. And I was like, if I trust anyone with private packs, I trust this MD. She is fantastic. And she really is the difference maker for us.
Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah, Melissa, our managing director there, is just amazing. So
Yeah.
that's awesome to hear. I'm glad that you didn't give up and you went through
Yeah.
it. And yesterday was your last official day with the Techstars
Yes.
Accelerator?
Yes. It was very emotional because you're just like, you think that, and that Techstars is a safety net. And then they let you out into the world. And you're like, oh my God, now I have to do this by myself. But I did it by myself before Techstars. But it's such a supportive network. And the network is always there, but it's different when you go from speaking every day, especially even to the other cohort members, that now you're just by yourself again or with your team. I know I could do it, but yet there is an emotional tie to Techstars because it really is a family.
Yeah. Yeah. And yes, you're on your own, but you're not 100% on your own because you have that network that you talked about. You have the fellow founders, and you also have Techstars Universe because we're not going away. So you can go in there and ask questions and talk to people. So hopefully, make sure you use that.
Yes,
So now that you're done, tell me, what was your favorite part about the program?
the content that was provided every week, our team put together great speakers, and the content was done in a way that was very much like a path of making sure that every touch point of a startup was done, either from fundraising to due diligence to marketing, and it was done in a very logical way. It wasn't haphazard all over the place, which was really great because it felt like a true program. It felt like a college course, but more fun.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
More fun than a
yeah,
golf course. That's cool.
more fun than a college course, and they got like real subject matter experts, not people that claim to be subject matter experts,
Yeah.
which is a difference. Yeah, yeah. The speakers that they really are about this life, which is not for the meek. So
Yes, it's
yeah,
not for the meek. You're completely
it
right. I
is not.
actually was a founder myself and I did not have it. I did not have it in me. So I said, instead, I want to help founders and work for
Mm,
Techstars. So I understand it's extremely difficult. It's lonely. It's hard.
yeah,
You have lots of long nights and weekend work and things like that. So my hat is off to you for doing that. So you
thank
mentioned
you.
you loved all the content and the
Mm.
learning. What was the most important thing that you learned?
That there Okay, so I learned this as a kid, but I really didn't put it into play until now, that there are no stupid questions. And what was great about RMD is that we could ask her anything we wanted. And if it had to be like work-life balance or like how to calculate our total addressable market, there was no shame in asking the question, which was really key because you don't know what you don't know. But sometimes it can be intimidating to ask what you may consider a very basic question.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's so many things that people just don't know, and it's very normal for other new founders not to know. I had a conversation with somebody about EBITDA and no idea what it was, but they were a founder and they'd already been successful. But it's if you didn't go to business school or if you didn't grow up
Right,
in that kind of environment, how would you know these terms?
right.
So yeah, there is no stupid question. I love that. So one of the things that's important for us at Techstars, right, is to provide a community for you. And you've already mentioned it. And kind of the way that I break up the communities, other founders, mentors, so those people that are lecturing, and then also our Techstars managing directors and program people. So I want to break them up a little bit and ask you about each section. So what did you learn, or what was it like to be with other founders?
I learned that I'm not as siloed because other founders are also going through the same stuff I'm going through. Maybe not like a complete duplicate, copy paste of my issues, but I don't want to say imposter syndrome, but like just basic fear. Like, am I doing the right thing? What is the next product going to be? I've already been successful. We're already in retail, but why can't I raise money? Because it's really difficult raising money. And where I think it may just be me, I'm having difficulty raising money, other founders are having difficulty as well, especially in this type of market, which we're on the verge of a recession. It's not easy to raise money right now. But yeah, it felt less lonely.
Yeah. And for
Mhm.
those of you that are listening, maybe at a later date, we're talking about the recession that we might be coming. And we're in December 9th, 2022. So just FYI, if you're
Right.
listening to this in 2024. So yeah, it's scary. It's a scary time. So I think it's actually even better that you came along during the scary time than would have waited, because this is the time you meet your fellow founders and your community even more. So the next bucket that I like to look at is the mentors. And you already talked about the teachings and stuff. So I
Mhm.
want to talk a little bit more. What was it like working with the mentors?
I think the key thing with working with the mentors is that you have to be open to their advice. Because I was open and I came open to the process, we had a very distinct path of making money. So it's online sales on our website and on shelf at CVS. Now, being with the mentors, we changed it to where we're not going to make money on our website anymore. It's going to be an engagement platform, and we're actually going to move all our sales to Amazon and to other retailers. And that's a big pivot, I think, in my mind. But I didn't even need convincing. It's that I was like, oh, these people really know what they're talking about. I'm actually going to take their advice. If it doesn't work, I can always bring it back online. It's not that big of a deal. But this is the right time at the stage of the company because we don't have much brand awareness. So when we are going to get more brand awareness, I would rather people get us on Amazon.
Yeah.
So really, it is knowing that what they're telling you is right and just be open to that.
Yeah. That is a
Because
scary move.
yeah, because I don't know everything. Just because I made the thing doesn't mean I know everything.
Yeah.
So
So are you on
yeah,
Amazon now already, or are you in the process of moving over?
we're in the process of moving over right now. So I'm vetting actual vendors, Amazon sellers to help us get on. Like for instance, I didn't know the versus if you do it by yourself, that trademarks are very important. And I did not get our trademarks because having not as much capital as a founder should have, I decided to pay the FDA first. So now we're going to start doing the trademarks in January.
Great. Fantastic. And then
Yeah,
after you get the trademarks, then you'll go on Amazon.
then I'll go on Amazon. Yes,
Okay. And in the meantime,
because
can people still
it's
buy it on your
important to.
website?
Yeah, people can buy it on our website, but I think what's really important, and Techstars further than this point, you have to make sure you built the house sturdy and on good foundation. And that's what Techstars helped me build. They helped me build a stronger house that is not only more defensible, but can be built upon. Like now we're built to expand our product offering. We're built to expand our team. And that's helpful when you're building a startup because it is really a marathon, it's not a sprint.
Yeah. Yeah. Scalability is so important. I mean, that's the whole,
So
yeah.
yeah,
Name of
yeah.
the name of the game. So you mentioned the fabulous Melissa Pegas. Tell me more about the Techstars team. So you have your managing director, you have your program folks on the ground.
Mm,
What was it like to work with them?
it was amazing. It got to the point that anytime somebody was in New York, they're like, Suzanne, I'm in New York. Let's meet up. They were so helpful. They were understanding. And definitely you felt like they had a vested interest in your success. Not just because they have 6% of the company, but they really want to see you win.
Yeah.
And that means the world to me because it felt less alone.
Yeah. Yeah. We
Mhm.
want to see you win. I especially want to see
Yeah.
you win. I'm a fangirl now, just so you know.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'm already excited to like show everything. So I'll probably buy some stuff from your website now, and then I'll do it again
Okay.
when you move to Amazon.
Thank you.
So now you were at Techstars, you applied multiple times, 3 times, didn't get
Mm.
in. You finally went in, you just finished. And there are people listening to you right now that are like
Okay.
on the fence. And they're like, why do I need to join Techstars? I can do this on my own, right? What would you tell a founder that's on the fence about joining Techstars?
So from the conversations that I've had, a lot of people tend to be on the fence with the equity, with the 6%. And I would say that what you get back is more than the 6%. The 6% is a bargain for what you get out of the program.
Yeah.
That's the least of the things you need to be on the fence about. I think it's really important that you know that you can work with the MD, work with the team. You don't have to go in with your goals and know what you want to work on, but I would definitely be open to learning and pivoting in the program
Yeah.
because what you get out of it is so much more. You get advice, you expand your network, you get to meet people you wouldn't normally meet outside of your community. Like, for instance, I'm in New York, which has a very large but tight ecosystem. I met people in California, I met people in Houston that actually know like other people that could help our business or lead to someone that would know someone that could help our business.
Love that. It's
Yeah.
important. So
Yes.
let's talk about capital a little bit. Where are you at with capital and raising funds? You said earlier you had started, but you didn't have enough yet.
Yeah. So we have to raise, I'm going to start raising money in January. I need a break. And because my family lives in Canada, the borders are finally open. So I'm going home for the holiday. And I think what's important is that I'm going to really push out our wins so far to raise the capital. I really have changed that strategy as well because of Techstars. My plan was to go to pre-seed VCs, and I'm staying away from that right now because I want to keep the company. So I'm really looking at talking to more angel investors, high net worth clients, and operators that are investors, which I didn't have that thinking when I came into the program.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's amazing that you're doing that.
yeah,
I really commend you. I mean, you really did take things because there are people, they learn and then it goes in one ear and one the other and they're actually not implementing.
right,
But yeah, that's
right.
fantastic. Love that. So,
Or they
oh, go ahead.
second guess, their decisions to the point that they don't even execute on it.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
whole like analyzing too much, so you started getting paralyzed
right,
analyzing. Yeah.
right.
So what's next for private packs? So you mentioned going on Amazon, you mentioned getting investments in January. What do you see private packs doing over the next 3 to 5 years?
So in 3 to 5 years, we're going to launch a whole suite of products. We are going into Target next year, and I'm going to keep it at 2 retailers because there is a method to scarcity. Like you can only go to 2 places to find our products, and that's the only two you can find it. Go on Amazon and hopefully sell the company in 5 years.
Whoop whoop. I cannot wait to see your process. I'm gonna be watching you all along.
Yeah.
And so for those that are listening that are women and that maybe want to hear more about private packs. So who's your target audience exactly? And where
Mm-hmm.
can people go currently in December 9th, 2022 to get them?
Okay, so our product is for vulva owners, regardless of what you see yourself as, either as a cis female, part of the LGBTQ plus community. If you have the body part, we are for you. And you can buy us right now at CVS, CVS.com, and privatepacks.com.
And soon Amazon. Love
Yes.
it. Anything else you want to add? Anything about Techstars that maybe like you want to say?
Yes, I'm really happy I applied the fourth time and I went against my better judgment or my personal rules because it really paid off. And I will keep reaping the benefit of the program, of the network, and Techstars really is the real deal. Anyone else, either those accelerators put on by funds, save yourself and apply to Techstars. They know what they're doing. They have the curriculum to back up what they're worth. And the network is phenomenal. From David Cohen, I've spoken to him a few times, to Melissa, to Shireen, who's our investment associate, to Amy Sarr, who's our program manager. Everyone, top to bottom, left to right, wants to see us succeed. Really great program.
Yes. And
Yeah.
we do. You're going to succeed, and we're going to watch you succeed.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Suzanne, for being here. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.